Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. Red Mist in the house once again. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing great. How's it going, guys? Now, we are playing a little bit of WWE Supercard. Now, as you can see, guys, King of the Ring isn't going too bad, but then it's not going too great either. We're currently in 5th place, but all of these guys up in front of me and this guy just below me are awesome. We're all humans, so this King of the Ring is going to be a little bit more tougher. They all have the same cards, as you know from yesterday's video, so it's going to be a very interesting King of the Ring. Definitely going to qualify, but whether I make it to the finals or not, I don't know. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes, boys and girls. Sometimes you get an easy King of the Ring, sometimes you get a hard King of the Ring. Sometimes you get bots filled King of the Rings, sometimes you don't. So that's how it goes, guys. But as you can see here, guys, we do have a team event. Team PCC is back, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hate Team PCC. I think it is a waste of time and very, 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 very annoying. As you can see here, for coming ranked 1 to 5 in the teams, you can get either a Cena or a Daniel Bryan and a Miz and a Kane. So that's obvious, depending on who wins, whether it's Cena or Daniel Bryan. Obviously, for 6 to 10 place, you can get a Survivor with that, which is no good. For the top 15, you can actually get your WrestleMania card. Anything under that, well, to be honest, not even worth going for, to be honest with you. In case you're wondering, guys, if you're looking at getting up to this WrestleMania card, your team's basically going to have about 4,000 points each. Every single one of you is going to have at least 4,000 points. Now, to do that in 24 hours, you have to use title matches. You're going to have to use about £20, and to be honest, I don't really think there's any point spending about 20 quid on a single WrestleMania card. If it was a special one-off event card, then I might be willing to push. But considering it is just a standard WrestleMania card, that's not even worth my time. And even more so, Cena's, none of them are a pro. So I'm not going to be pushing. I'm pretty sure, looking at the chat, not many other people are going to be pushing either. But as you can see here, down in the quarterfinals in Season 1, we have gone and got knocked out because, well, we don't even bother playing the Season 1 King of the Rings. We just put them in, get free cards. We started the Fusion earlier on this morning, so maybe we're going, obviously tomorrow, we're going to be getting the Ultra Rare. Was it that I was doing? Yeah, Ultra Rare will be done tomorrow. But to be honest, again, they're not very exciting because they only go up to Survivor, and that's no good to me. Oh, the only thing that's going to be good to me is if I get a Brie. So other than that, guys, that is pretty much the rundown of what's been going on. So we're going to be going and playing a couple of friendly battles or exhibition battles, however you want to say it. I don't know. You can call them fun games, whatever you like. I don't know. But we have finally, getting a little bit tongue-tied there, we have finally got AJ Styles fully leveled up. He's all pro'd out, and he is the fastest on the game. He actually beats, as you can see here, he actually beats Sami Zayn by about 50 points in speed, so that's pretty damn good. I believe he's actually his overall stats are tied with Andre the Giant, but he is tied second best event card on the game. Nakamura is the best event card on the game, or best overall event card on the game. Not really sure why that is, guys. Not really sure why they would go and put Nakamura as the best statistic card on the game, but he is. So as you can look, what we'll do is just for a quick like demonstration, let's just go put Roman Reigns in there. So for example, if you go and say we're going to swap Nakamura, you can see here that Andre the Giant and AJ Styles is -4 over Nakamura. So it's only 4 points, but still, it's 4 points, guys. So that makes Nakamura still the number one card. If you look at Andre the Giant, he is 0 points better than Andre the Giant. And if you look at Sami Zayn, he is actually 22 points better than Sami Zayn. So, again, I'm not really sure why they've made Nakamura the best overall card. But they have, so what are you going to do about it? You know? So, yeah. But I just thought that was a nice little bit of information that I like to know. I like to know how the event cards kind of stack up to one another, even though they all kind of go off of different stats. So each one of the event cards don't have the same stats or same primary stat, let's say, other than Sami Zayn and AJ Styles, which AJ Styles wins it. But then the good thing about that is obviously AJ's second stat is power and Sami's is charisma. So there's still, on the two of them, there's still a 50-50% chance on who's going to win. So even though AJ Styles actually wins on power and speed, Sami Zayn actually wins on toughness and charisma. And then obviously Sami Zayn's got the chance of a proc from the speed as well. So it's a little bit of information that I like to look at on how the top cards, like the event cards or the very top cards of the tier, actually perform against one another. So like such as when it was back in the Survivor tier, like obviously you had Undertaker, who was super good on power and toughness, but then he lacked on speed and charisma. But then you had people like Shawn Michaels, who was super good in speed and charisma, but then lacked in power toughness, you know. But then you had other people, kind of like going back into like season 1 kind of thing, like RVD, who was a very even balanced card, you know, like Bret Hart is a very even balanced card. But they've kind of changed it up a little bit, you know, like coming into season 2, Bret Hart is no longer an even balanced card. He's very good in the toughness and charisma like he was before, but in season 2 he's even better in toughness and charisma, which means that his sort of power and speed lacks down a little bit, whereas in season 1 he was kind of like a good all-rounder card. Even though you had good toughness and charisma, he still had fairly good power and speed. And the same deal with Rob Van Dam, you know, he was a very good all-rounder card. Even though he fell quite low on the overall statistics, because he was an all-rounder, he was a very good card to use, because he had a very good chance of winning, like, double stat games rather than just a single stat game like most others. You know, like obviously if you're playing Andre the Giant, you know that the only person that's going to beat him in power is Andre the Giant. Stuff like that, you know. Whereas beforehand with the 50-50 guys, if you had, say, a power and a speed, you could probably win it, because of the fact that your stats were spread out. And I think that's why a lot of people at the very beginning of the game kind of opted to go for 4 stat in their cards, because they kind of thought, well, these are going to win much more games by spreading out the win and loss rate. But as time's gone on, the majority of split games is a lot lower than people kind of estimated. So now pretty much everyone just kind of one stats their card, especially WrestleMania cards. as you can see here, just from my team, I've got AJ Styles for good power and speed, mostly speed. Um, Sami Zayn for speed and charisma, but again, mostly speed. Nakamura is charisma. Andre the Giant is power. And then there's not really anyone for toughness at the moment. But that's not a big deal because of the fact of, such as Andre the Giant and Nakamura, even the very big cards like Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, that have very good toughness on them, have a very hard time getting up to the same level as these guys have, I should say, because I believe that the standard WrestleMania top stat, I believe, is 118 58 something, or something like that. I can't remember. 61. I can't remember. I know it falls about. I think it's about 500 short. So you kind of have to have, like, if you're fighting the event card in the top stat of that card, you've basically got to have a proc and a power up to be able to beat that card in that stat. So, such as AJ Styles, who's like one of the quickest WrestleMania cards, or Seth Rollins, who's also one of the quickest WrestleMania cards, he would have to proc as well as, well, let's go compare. So, for example, the event AJ Styles is 6,604. Okay, so let's move down to the AJ Styles down here. So he's got a buff, and he's 5,366, I want to say. How much is a common boost? Let's just say 65. 3,065, okay? So he is 1,000 lower than the event card. So even with a proc and a full boost, you're not going to get to the same stats as the event card. So that's pretty much how it works. But if you look at the other bases of Andre the Giant is only 5,600, if AJ Styles goes and procs, because the proc gives like 400 stat, he will beat Andre the Giant. He will beat Nakamura in speed. So same deal with power, with Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns goes and procs, he's going to be able to beat Nakamura's power. With the proc, he's going to beat Sami Zayn's power. So the very, very top end cards can beat the event cards, but only just if they proc on their top stat, and it is not the event card's top stat. That is pretty much how it. Well, was it like that in Season 1? I think it was like that in Season 1. I'm not 100% sure. But that's pretty much how it's been the whole entire Season 2. Which is not bad. You know, it's not a bad thing. But then at the same time, it's not a great thing either. Because it kind of... Obviously, the event cards is a good advantage. But, you know, it's not the best advantage. Because you kind of get ranked up against people with event cards. But that's the way it goes, guys. But we're going to call this the end of this video for today, because time's getting a little bit long. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, guys. If you have, please hit that like and subscribe button for me and show some support. If you already have, then I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for coming back and watching some more videos. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace on the streets.